Hey guys, welcome to today's topic, getting started with Power Virtual Agent. To get started with Power Virtual Agent, you have to go to powerva.microsoft.com and then log in with your credential. Now, once you log in with your credential, if this is your first time, then you would see this screen where it would give you an option to create a new bot. I'm going to create a new bot called as Demo PCF Custom Control. I'm going to escape out of this notification and I'm going to explain you the home screen first. So as you can see, it's already showing you get started page over here where it says you can author the topics, then you can customize your greetings, and then once you have authored your topic, then you can publish your bot and then monitor the performance of the bot over the period of time. It also gives you the link to the documentation and also the support link and the idea forums. Now let's go to the topic and let's hide this test bot. So this test bot is your testing interface for your topics, which we're not going to use it now. So let's just hide it. So we get more realistic. As you can see, some of the topics have been already created for you. So under user topics, you could see that you have lessons 1 to 4. And there are some system topics included as well. Now, system topics cannot be deleted, but these user topics can be deleted or copied. You can modify any of these topics as you want. User topics can be switched on and off using this button. Now, you can go through each of these topics at your own time. What I'm going to show you is how to create a topic from scratch. So you click on new topic and then you enter your title. So my title would be PCF Custom Control. And then you start entering your phrases. So some of the phrases that I want my users to use is what is PCF, and then now because some of them uses short forms than the long forms, so I'm gonna add both the variations. So as you can see, if you go to trigger phrases and if you click on this information, you can see it tells you that you have to use shorter phrases and then also have diverse type of phrases to give you more coverage. And because now there is no space in the Power Apps, now we want to also give one variation with the space in it. So it identifies one with the space, one without a space, one with short forms. Then now someone might give something as getting started with PCF, something like that, or how to build a custom control. So we're going to add that phrase as well. And then now if you want to know something about PCF community tools, because that's what we are going to also add in our authoring canvas, then that is also going to be one of our phrases. So once we added all the phrases, we can go to the authoring canvas. But before we go to the authoring canvas, let's go and save this topic. Now once it's saved, it gives you an error. So you can go to the authoring canvas and you would see an error over there because the message is blank. Now I took all the trigger phrases, but there's no message. So let's put a message first because I want to welcome my users. As soon as they type in the phrase, the bot should respond with something meaningful to them before even asking the question. So I'm gonna paste some information about my about Power App Custom Framework and some details about and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a question. So my question would be, what do you want to know? And then it would be a multi-choice option, but you can change this to say either it's an age or a boolean yes no. Are you capturing a city? Are you capturing a color? So these are some entities that are pre-built. And then you also have the option to have a multi-choice option. So now the options that are going to be presented to users, you have to type in the name or the display name for that option. So I'm going to provide with 4 options. So one is, do the user wants to know how to create a PCF project? Then does the user wants to know about anything about manifest file? Or now if it's a community type question, then is it would they want to know about the gallery or XRM Toolbox plugin? So I'm going to add all those options here. Now, as you can see, the response has been saved in a variable over here. Now you can change this response. Now, the entity data type is automatically captured based on what you're trying to capture over here. So if it's a city, then it will identify if it's a city. I don't like the default name, so I'm going to change this to the name that I want. So I'm going to say where response. And then as you can see, the where response variables got renamed everywhere else as well, which is pretty neat. And it also added all the condition branches as well. So I don't have to worry about adding those condition branches. Now, as you can see, each of those options have different branches, and we can perform various tasks on each branches. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show user messages based on the selections that they're making. So for create PCF project, I'm going to display some message regarding how to create PCF project. And then you can also style this. So I'm going to make this as italic because I want that to be stand out. Then I'm gonna add some details about manifest file as well. So show message. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy a link because I want my users to, if they want to know more about certain things, then I want my users to navigate to that page and then get more information. So if you double click or if you just select the data where you want to have a hyperlink, you can just select that data, click on this link, and then it gives you an option to enter your link. Once you enter your link, you click on save, and then there you go. So now when this card is presented to the user, they will not only see the data, but also see the link. So in the community gallery, we're going to add some message, show message. Again, same thing, but now I wanted to present the users with an option to follow a person on Twitter. Similarly, I'm going to add message for my XRM Toolbox selection. Now here, as you can see, there are a lot of links that I wanted to provide. So I'm going to add those links as well. So like, for example, if the information click here, and here needs to have a link. Now if they want to look at the source code, then they can go to GitHub. So I want to provide the GitHub link here. And then if they want to rate the plugin, then I want the users to rate the plugin on XRM Toolbox site. And if they want to follow a person, then I need them to follow a person on Twitter. So there you go. So I've added all my links and I've formatted my my content. So I'm gonna make this as bold. PCF gallery should also be bold. You can even give a bullet list, and then you can also give a numbered list. Okay. Now all these things have been taken care of. Now we want to, once we have provided the information, we want the bot to end the conversation. So to end the conversation, you have two options. So when you click on plus sign again, you can have end conversation, and it gives you two options. One option is to end with survey, and the other option is to transfer to an agent. So for today's demo, we are gonna keep it simple and then just look at how to end a conversation with a survey. Click on end conversation. Now, I don't want to do, like, I don't want to add conversation with survey again. Like, for example, say if you have hundreds of options, or if it is really complex scenario, you don't want to end your conversation like this, right? You want to combine all your branches into one. So I'm going to delete this. So how to do that? And this is where it gets a little tricky, and it took me a while to identify. So if you hover over this, you see that this connectors gets highlighted. So if you click on the connector, all the connectors gets highlighted. Now if you try to add a message or add anything else to it, you also get the same connector over here with the circle, and then it gets highlighted. So you just drag this and then add it to this end conversation list. Once you do this, you can see that both these messages are now connected to one single end conversation message. So similarly, we are going to do for all the four. And there you go. So now our bot is completed. Bot authoring is completed. Now let's go and save it and try to test it. So to test it, because we hide that panel, to bring that panel back up, we can click on test your bot, and then it brings the panel back up. Now you have to remember that this bot will only get triggered based on the triggering phases. So let's go simple and then go start with what is PCF. So now as you can see, it showed me the message and then it asked me a question. So it showed me a message, which is this block. Then it asked me a question. Now it's waiting for a response. That's why you don't see anything green over here. And then it presented me with four options. As you can see, the four options from here. And then you can scroll to any one of them. I want to know more about how to create a PCF project. So once you click on create PCF project, it goes to that particular condition and then shows me the message block from this. So it shows me, okay, to create a PCF project, you have to run such and such command. And then the formatting also comes over. Now, then it goes to the end conversation where it asks us, did that answer your question? Now, based on my selection over here, yes or no, it would then perform certain other functions, because end of conversation is a system topic, and then we will be looking at it in a while. So for now, I'm going to say, yes, it did answer my question. And then it will give you a rating options. And then you can select any one of them. So I'm going to say, okay, it was good. And then it gives you a response saying that, hey, thanks for your feedback. Now, can it help with anything else? So either you can say yes or no. If you say no, then it would say bye. But let's try one more scenario with this same bot. So if I select yes, then it will ask me a follow-up question. Go ahead, I'm listening. And then I can type in, okay, I need to know about community tools for PCF. Now, as you can see, what I had given in the trigger phases was just PCF community tools. And what I typed here was community tools for PCF. So it's not exactly the same phrase that I posted to the bot, but the bot was intelligent enough to identify what I was trying to ask and then trigger the the, the bot, uh, triggered the logic, and then it presented me with the same options again. And then what do you want to know? So now I want to know more about the community built gallery. So now it went to the condition where it says community built gallery, and then it presented me with the message and also the link. So the link is coming up, and the PCF gallery is developed and maintained by Guido is also coming up over here. So now let's go and so did that answer your question? I would say yes, it did. And then it would again ask for your response, and then it was a yeah, it was excellent. Yeah. And then can I help you with anything else? I'm gonna say no, and that's it. I got all my answers. So it says yep, thank you, and bye. So now let's go and look at the system topic that I was talking about. So in the system topic, if you have end of conversation, you can go to the authoring canvas, and then you can see that this is the trigger. There's no triggering phase, so it's just getting invoked from other user topics. And then once it gets into the topic, it would say, it asks the question, did that answer your question? If it was yes and no, it gives you those two options. Once you select any of those options, then it captures the response. And then based on the response, it gives you two conditions. If it is yes, then it will redirect to confirm success. If you said no, then it will redirect to confirm failure. Now, if you go back to the topics, there is confirmed success and confirmed failure. So if you go to confirmed success and then go to the authoring canvas again, you could see that it was triggered, and then it showed us the rating over here. And then it showed you the feedback message, and then it asks you a question whether you want any other help, right? If you wanted any other help, then it would go to the condition where it says yes, and then it will go and say, okay, go ahead, I'm listening, and then it would just leave it there. But if it was no thanks, then it would just redirect to goodbye. So now if you go back to topics and then go to goodbye, you can see it shows thanks for chatting with me, and then bye. Okay, so these are some of the system topics, and then each of those system topics are interlinked with each other. So that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions, then leave a comment below.